Hey folks, Deano here again. This time take a look at another bootleg Gunpla. This is the high grade RX-178 real colour version, I think GMS called it. But yeah, this is from JMS, bootleg company, and fast becoming my favourite alongside XFS. They're doing really high quality bootlegs for pretty much a fraction of the cost of the real stuff, and most of the time they're pretty much the same price as any other bootleg. But yeah, this is the RX-178 Mark II Gundam from Zeta Gundam. I've been doing quite a lot of Zeta Gundam at the moment, mostly because I've kind of ran out of what was the other series? I've completely forgotten now. The Freedom Gundams. The Gundam Seed Freedom line. Completely run out of those. I still haven't got round to watching it. I know the few of you that watch these are probably face desking right now. But yeah, I really got enthralled by the designs of Zeta Gundam, so I decided to start reviewing those. And yeah, this isn't their standard colour scheme for this Gundam. It's usually in a more normal sort of colour scheme, the sort of white with red, blue and yellow. But yeah, since this was from JMS, I needed to get it to try it. Plus I quite liked the gold painted plastic, because yes, parts of these are painted gold, which is amazing to me. Like, it makes it look even more premium. Plus, in typical GMS fashion, they have added panel lines where there usually are none. So it looks a lot closer to a real grade, even though it's not. But yeah, really like it. And it even comes with a stand, which we will take a look at in the accessories segment. But yeah, really, really nice. Quite a premium release. Link will be in the description if you want to purchase it. I'll also leave a link to the standard one. I think a Star do it. The release order for all of these Gunpla is completely out of order at this point. But I did do the Force Impulse before reviewing this guy, so I know how Star feels. Not quite as good as this one. I've heard their version of the Mark II is kind of loose, but if people are interested, I will get it just to see what the standard one looks like. But yeah, enough of my droning on. Let's take a look at the box, which we did actually get one this time. So yeah, this box is a bit different. Obviously there is a lovely big sticker on the front of it, thanks to AliExpress's shipping. Yeah, they don't seem to be taking nearly as much care. Not that they cared much to begin with shipping, but with this being like Chinese New Year at the time of recording, yeah, they were just trying to get stuff out as quickly and haphazardly as possible, apparently. So yeah. But yeah, JMS has went a strange route with this. The box printing is vertical instead of horizontal. You can also see, if I quickly move that up a bit, the GMS logo at the top. And I would assume this says something about the RX-178 Mark II. And yeah, that's pretty much everything that's here. There's some legalese in what appears to be Chinese on the side. And absolutely nothing else apart from that, just another sticker. But yeah, non-discrete box. I am just happy that I actually got a box this time. So yeah, let's take a look at the accessories it comes with. So yeah, in terms of accessories, not including the stand, which I'll bring in on its own, it comes with the pretty much standard sword, shield and beam rifle sort of accessories. So we've got the standard beam rifle, we have the shield here, which yes, I have put water slides and stuff on them. You will have noticed I have customized the mobile suit itself. I'll go into more detail once we get to that as well. But yeah, I really liked the water slides that came with this guy. In fact, I think it's the same ones that came with the Hyakushiki. So yeah, same ones, but they do the job just as well. They work for both. The gold on the sides is a sticker, really quite nice sticker, to be completely honest with you. And yeah, the water slides all went on really well this time. Obviously, I don't have Mr. Mark's set or softer or anything like that to make the water slides look better or stick better, so they're pretty much just on there of their own volition. But yeah, on the back, some decent details, and the shield actually has the L shape connector peg. You can choose to just put a standard connector peg, like the straight one. I don't like that. I prefer the shield to be on the side of his arm, not in the back. So yeah, do appreciate that. It comes with this. I am not sure of the name of it. Obviously, this being JMS, the naming of things isn't correct. But this basically goes around the head of the Gundam. There's a little sticker there in green, metallic green. And yeah, it looks good when it's on, but it does kind of restrict the head movement a little. So undecided whether I'm going to put that on or not. In terms of the rifle, another metallic green sticker in there. And yeah, one of the more unique looking rifles. I do like it. I did cut, there was like a bit that stuck out on the bottom of these handles, and to be quite honest, this being a bootleg, I couldn't be bothered taking the hands apart every time I wanted to put the rifle or the bazooka into his hand. So yeah, I just cut off that extra bit and now just slots in. Sue me. Yeah, looks really nice. This handle on the side does move a bit, but most of the time it's just stuck out. Yeah, looks decent. The bazooka is basically an update. I just launched one of the beam sabers across the room. There we go. Yeah, the bazooka is pretty basic. It's a standard looking, but it is quite nice. I do like it. Handle moves slightly just to give you some more maneuverability to put it into his hand. And yeah, it's standard enough. I will say all of the grey parts on this guy are almost like premium finished as well. They're kind of, I wouldn't say metallic, but they're like gunmetal grey, if that makes sense. So yeah, it just adds to the premium feel of them. The beam sabers are also kind of unique on this guy. The handles themselves are square, which is a bit strange. They still fit on his backpack. They fit on a different way than the RX-178 did. But yeah, they're quite nice. The beam sabers aren't the straightest. Plus, they were kind of strange. The plastic is a harder plastic than I'm used to with beam sabers. So yeah, not sure how that's going to work out. One issue I did have with the beam sabers is I can't for the life of me get this top part in straight on this one. That's how it's supposed to look, just flush. So yeah, I'm not sure if there's a part inside of this top bit that I need to shave down or something, but as of now, I can't get it working. And finally, we have this little piece here, which goes on his backpack to hide the peg hole. This is one of those mobile suits you can either peg the stand into his crotch or onto his back. No one is ever going to see the back on this guy for me, so I'm just going to leave that off. So yeah, let's say, since the stand is like a clear smoky grey plastic, I'm going to change the camera angle so we're looking at the grey background instead, so bear with me. So yeah, in terms of this fancy stand that they give you, it's actually really nice. It's even got the JMS logo on the front, quite cheeky. But strangely enough, if you look at the silhouette, that isn't the silhouette of the 178. That's the RX-178 II, the Grandaddy Gundam. So I think what I'm actually going to do with this stand is give it to my real grade RX-178 II. Just to put his place in the smack dab centre of my collection. But yeah, quite nice. There is a hole there for this. You can, this is just the standard sort of cheap stand that most bootleg companies supply with their kits. But yeah, you can take this top part and put it into there. I feel though that it's a bit too far back for it to look good. So yeah, I prefer this stand just being like this, to be honest. Which, I mean, fair enough. Speaking of just your standard bootleg sort of stand, it can maneuver up and down, side to side. You can flip it and have it plug in different ways. Gets the job done. It gets the mobile suit airborne just enough, but yeah, I would much prefer proper stands, to be honest, but that's just me being picky as usual. So yeah, let's take a look at the mobile suit itself now. So yeah, in terms of the suit itself, or should I say the kit itself, I actually really like it. Like, it's supposed to be the direct successor to the RX-178, and it shows. Like, even though this isn't the standard colour scheme for the 178 or the Mark II Gundam, yeah, you can tell that the designers took the RX-178 and just beefed it up, or modernised it, at least for, what was it, the late 80s, early 90s for this one. So yeah, you can tell there's a bit more modernisation in it, and JMS have took that even further with the extra panel lining. Like, the panel lines on the shield are not meant to be there. I don't think they're meant to be on the sides here or on the shoulders either. And even on the sides of the legs. But yeah, that really, really looks good. And I really enjoy this colour scheme, to be completely honest with you. It's different. It's not very often you see like a grey, black and gold Gundam. Very premium looking. I will say, like I said before, the parts that come already gold in the kit are the V-fin, these vents on his chest, the neck part here, and these sort of vent sections on the side of his legs as well. Oh, and on the shoulders. Nearly forgot about those. So yeah, those are all, like, it's not injection gold. It's definitely some sort of coating on it. I don't know whether it was spray painted in the factory or something like that. But it's very premium. It looks painted, and you can chip off the coating if you're not careful when you're taking this guy off. I learned that the hard way with the V-fin. If we can get it to focus, you can just about see a chip there, which is a bit of a shame, but it's not something you're going to notice once it's on your display, unless your display is way above you. But yeah, I did sort of finish it off, should I say. So these two side vents here, I believe they're meant to be gold on the actual design of the suit. So I just took a paint marker and yeah, just splotched gold on there and then wiped off the excess, and it came out really cleanly. Quite like it. I also did a bit of silver and gunmetal on the back for these sort of pipes here. There's also pipes underneath the armour, which you don't see, but it's one hell of an attention to detail. Like, this armour piece doesn't move. There's no need for that detail to be under there. But yeah, it's very, very real grade reminiscent to me. Same with these pipes here. If you move that, you do get more pipe. So yeah, I just painted it. Obviously, if you're going to paint these Gunpla and not top coat it, it will have a tendency to rub off with these paint markers. Even when you paint like Gunpla fully with the actual paints, it will scrape off. Same with the decals, so you have to be very careful when you're doing it. If you do paint yours up, be prepared to not be able to touch it too much once it's on display, because you will rub that paint off, or that marker off. But yeah, I also done a little bit of silver on these pistons here, looking really good. But yeah, it doesn't really take much for this kit to look good. Oh, and I also put a little dot of gold on that blue part, just to give it a bit of a different look, so to speak. But yeah, doesn't take a lot for this kit to look good at all. That gold really shimmers. It's not coming across very well at all on camera, but it's like not like a washed out gold, but like a real gold look, not like yellow gold, if that makes sense to people. But yeah, quite like it. And so far the decals, sorry, haven't scraped off any, so bonus points. In terms of articulation, if I can take off the shield, come on, off you get. There we go. Obviously, I will say as well, before I forget, the peg hole on the back does serve like an extra purpose. If you put the straight peg on the shield, you can obviously have the shield on his back, which is good. You can also, like, it doesn't say that you can, but you can. If you take this straight peg, you can actually slot it in there, and that way you actually have storage for the sword. You can also do it to the back of his forearms as well. Not official storage for him, but I like knowing that there is storage there. This butt flap here, sorry, I know we were doing articulation, but I completely forgot about this bit. You can pull that down. Not only shows, like, it's quite hard to see from here, but that's a sort of slot for a specific type of stand that you can pop in there. I'm not sure how much use that would be, being so indented, but that bit also pulls down, and that is storage for the bazooka, just like that. Again, really good attention to detail. I love it. I don't know what the designers were thinking when they done this, but they poured a lot of love and attention into these molds originally, and yeah, JMS has just propelled it into the stratosphere with all the extra details. Oh, finally, before we get onto articulation, finally, you can slot this over the top like that. There are two slots. If I can get it in the right position, there we go. You will feel a click. There are two sort of notches on the side of his head, and two notches on the attachment, and it will just slot on just like that. And now he has a pair of walkie-talkies attached to him that are probably the size of a house. So yeah, in terms of articulation, we'll take that back off because it does hinder the neck articulation somewhat. So he can look up a lot, like insane amount. You do have to maneuver the head though. can't really look down any, but unfortunately you do get swivel side to side and a bit of pivot. Just be careful because that V-fin does have a tendency to pop out. I will say as well, like, I know I keep getting sidetracked, this is a bigger V-fin that comes with it. Obviously the V-fin that comes with JMS is really like sharp pointed already, but you do get a shorter version. I don't know what one's more accurate. I would assume the normal one, but I just liked how this looked with the really long V-fin. But yeah, moving on. The arms are probably the most disappointing part of this. If you get the backpack out of the way a bit, the arms can go up really far, like impressively so, but that's because the butterfly joint, as they sometimes tend to do, is on like upside down. So there is no butterfly joint on this guy whatsoever. You cannot bring it forward at all. It's too confined. So yeah, that's as much as you're getting forward, which is a bit of a shame. It does swivel all the way. Bicep swivel, like so. Double joint at the elbow. Gets really good range, as is typical the case. I just took a bit of the paint from the jet engine off. That's lovely. Yeah, double joint, really good. Ball peg at the wrist. The ab crunch is good if a bit loose on this copy, so it can go forward that much. Can't really go back any. You do get some nice pivot and swivel side to side, and then swivel at the waist. The legs, skirt pieces can be cut in two so that they can move separately. The side skirts, unfortunately, are quite a nuisance. I forgot to mention at the start of this review, but this kit is built almost entirely on a polycaps. So yeah, bear that in mind. Not that they're bad polycaps. GMS polycaps are really tight, really well done. You can get the splits to about there before the hip skirts start causing issues. Back skirt is solid, so you can get back but that far, and that is your whack. Can kick out that far, really good. Thigh rotation, like so. Double joint at the knee, which despite the bulky look of this suit, still gets reasonable range, like so. Remember, make sure nothing's falling apart before you go any further. Feet are on a rocker at the top, so you get quite a lot of range that way, which is good because it's just on a ball peg at the foot itself, so you get about that much of a rocker either way. No toe articulation to speak of, and yeah, all in all, kind of restricted if not for that swivel right there. So yeah, all in all, for such a bulky looking mobile suit, it does have a decent range of motion to it. Like, I get the feeling in the show this suit wasn't the most mobile in the world. But yeah, not like I'm going to put it in any extreme poses anyway. But yeah, guys, all in all, really good kit, especially for the £7 I paid for it. Really, really recommend this kit. GMS just continues to impress every time I build one of their kits. Nothing is really loose on this guy, and it really plays the part. So yeah guys, that'll do it for this review. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you think this kit's worth getting? Let me know. Leave a like if you enjoyed. And until next time guys, I'll see y'all later.